My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
Alrighty, fake sun over the 99-cent store, 8:43 a.m., 60544F2. Directed light inside of the 99-cent store where I am, 632NL, handicap. This is a male that's also on surveillance cameras inside of the 99-cent store where surveillance and the demon-possessed are engaging in stalking on behalf of a government. License FB477, handicap license plate. And again, what I showed yesterday, leaving from 630 North Fern at a later time, and that's why I'm showing the fake sun in video yesterday at 8:51 a.m. driving north of Euclid Avenue, where the light source was not already present. That was the point of that video. Being at what is the McDonald's, which is across the street, which I took a picture of, the light source is not over the McDonald's. The light source is never over the parking lot of the 99-cent store when I'm at the McDonald's. Again, that's what I documented at 8:25 in the morning of that McDonald's, which is on Foothill, 100 East Foothill Boulevard in the city of Upland. The light source is right here over the edge of the entrance, where you also see impossible light activity in the shade reaching into the entrance of the venue. These are demons who are entering and exiting, who work there, who are engaging in what is state surveillance, and the provision of that environment, which is also demonic, is present. But you also have, again, your understanding and remembering this is the documentation which is necessary and helpful to that. The light source that remains over 630 North Fern at this time, and then is not already in Upland over some parking lot over the village. This is what this is the Upland Village on Foothill Boulevard, or over the McDonald's. At 8:51 a.m. it's in alignment with me going north up Euclid Avenue to the destination of which is McDonald's, where I heavily document that venue yesterday. It's still not 8:51, it's 8:45 a.m. And the light source is over the 99-cent store where I'm at. All right, license 7KKS465, 6WJB553, 5LGP407. And this is documentation, as I showed in images, the light source is directly over the McDonald's at 100 East Foothill Boulevard while I'm at that venue, the entity engaging in monitoring in a private space. 6PBZ629, 7E33479, 7FTE435, 7XJS311, 6SXC389, 60544F2, 8VCE927, 6ZBJ903, 7CLU113, V Heart JAN06, 7S95722, 8XBD256, 02519Y2, 8FCV936. License. Oh, and also what I captured, just so you know, at 8:12 a.m., 8:13 in the morning, parked in front of what is on G Street, where I was documenting the demons last night. Directed light shooting inside of the vehicle while a demon crosses path. 02519Y2 is crossing path. That's why I read that license plate. I'm over here. And it's 8:46 a.m. You have what is the light source that is visible through the back windshield while Tracy Banks is opening up the car door. Directed light is coming in through the vehicle, and the fake sun is seen right through in alignment with me, and that is nearest that address of what is the wedding chapel, the 221 address on West G Street, where I took still images last night of what was my shadow appearing at a distance in front of me on a property upright, and my shadow was in front of me. That's analogous to where the light source is, to be in alignment with the back windshield of the vehicle on West G Street beside the Tabor building. the Tapora Professional Building, and facing what is west, parked on that street. All right, I took a picture of that. And then I took a picture of what is the fake sun that's directly over the McDonald's. And now I just took a picture of what is the fake sun that is directly over the entrance of the 99-cent store. All of this is before 8:51 a.m. where I'm showing you in video the light sources in alignment with me, still en route to the city of Upland, which again is relevant to showing what is the already pre-published documentation of what is the light source that is not the sun at 8:25 in the morning over the building of the McDonald's. That's already documented. 7ZXM441 in this demon, 7KKS465. Directed light just sparking around. That's a demon crossing path. All right, 7K31323, 960MGW, that's Oregon. It is, by the way, 8:48 a.m., 7FEK845. All right, Omnitrans crossing path. That is Route 66, bus 1343. You can see that on video. It's 8:52 a.m. And the light source is remaining over me inside of the parking lot of the 99-cent store inside of the Upland Village. And I used the 8:48 a.m. time, which I captured video of, and just showing you, again, understanding what is stalking with a light source. This is the presence of Satan. This is the utilization of a people and an environment by Satan itself. That is actually engaging in criminal conduct, and this is what I mean by Satan in no way being impervious to prosecution, because that's exactly what you are prosecuting. The demon-possessed, the entity, the people of the state, the government, these are puppets of Satan. And so at the end of the day, that's exactly what you are exposing, demonic activity. But it is very relevant to what is black and white laws that are existing on the books, criminal conduct by a demon-possessed or Sally Joe. You can call this minion whatever you want to call them, their name, their government name, or their literal condition, which is that which is of demon possession, 7MVJ937. And they are all under what is that impossible environment, engaging in criminal conduct. License plate 7UJE169 37750W2 18004Z1 82230D1 4N50143 8L99657. You've got some minions wearing hard hats stalking in the parking lot. 7WUC 665 7945983 10130H3 93735Z2 7GCL 675 8HTX 328 26866R2 6WXD 269. And let's get 7XRX 976. Alrighty, their construction of some building next to the 99-cent store in the parking lot of the Upland Village, because that's what a minion's going to say. That's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing before Erica Spencer came to the 99-cent store and started documenting the pattern of conduct. They're monitoring every other day when I am on Foothill Boulevard, when I'm at Baker's like I was yesterday, when I'm at the McDonald's. It's called relevant positioning, first of all. Second of all, you're talking about what is a light source that's over me right now in this parking lot. That is speaking to an ongoing system from which you are not accepted. And you are talking about what is engaging in the crossing of path conduct while I'm capturing that video. You can schedule whatever work site. It does not matter. You're talking about what is the use of the supernatural. Satan itself is prosecuting you. That's why a light source that is not possibly the sun. And that is exactly why that documentation is so crucial. Okay. And you're talking about what it is, what is revealing, and what is the absolute removal from any legally relevant excuse or claim of ignorance. You can claim ignorance all you want. While directed light is all over the place, while a fake sun is over my head, you are in relevant position. And by the way, that's all a government needs in order to engage in vicarious stalking while you want to claim ignorance or not. It is nonetheless a prosecution for federal group stalking and monitoring. 8BYM743, which is a crime conducted by an entity. 8B52702, 292-8TZ, that's, I'm sorry, 292-ATZ, that's Nevada. 4RMB164. It is currently, by the way, 8:55 a.m. This is Grayba R, California 83408, license plate 36284U2. And it's 8:55 a.m. And as I pointed out in the video that I captured at 8:48 a.m., showing you what is the very distinct absence of a light source over the McDonald's while I'm in that parking lot at 8:48, as opposed to being across the street in the parking lot of the Upland Village Shopping Center at 8:48 a.m. And then what I'm pointing out is the absence of the light source that was directly over the entrance of the 99-cent store, where you also see directed light and light spanning on a floor underneath a structure where there is going to be shade. All right, and it's not going to be light. Light is not going to manifest. That's the pattern of stalking with light, which I've already shown. And it's for the criminal purposes of demons. Demons who lack any legally relevant argument. They don't have an argument. But nonetheless, you're talking about what is accumulating what is documentation of that pattern of conduct. But that's why the directed light is there. It's 8:56 a.m. and that directed light is the ongoing revealing of that system that's underway. This is P.O.C. It's 8:56 a.m. 5 DER 215.
Is there one that's open? Because when I looked online, it says they're closed.
They are currently closed
7K
at this time.
IU 927.
Maiden name?
I don't know. Jenkins. 7UKR 017. Anyway, license 6HPK320. 7LGS 164. 8UUS 983. 61972C3. 8YNC 992. 8FA22. I can't really see that one. You can scratch that one. It is, by the way, 9:04 a.m. Move It Equipment. I can't really see their license plate. 8JRT 887, 7XES 801, 7KMM 056, 4WLZ 687. All right, I'm showing an image at the intersection of 7th Street and Euclid Avenue, where 8RDX 951, 8ZMW 918, and security paving. 5 RIG 704. All of these minions are in relevant position. At 7th and Euclid, this is where the 10 freeway is, where 7ZZJ 384, 7WNVO 52, 7NMC 761. This is where we're at. We drove from the Upland Ontario Village, drove south down Euclid Avenue, and are driving north. By the way, this is pacing under the light source. This is demonic pacing. 8HJR 358, 7HIM 939. And so I want to remind you at 9:15 a.m. when I'm showing you what is the light source that is on the opposite side of the McDonald's building, while I'm showing you the Upland police who are stalking in the path, sounding sirens while the light source is over me. This is my capturing this light source at 9:05 a.m. After driving south back down Euclid Avenue. That is the movement of a light source, 6YTG 511, uncharacteristic of what is the actual sun. The light source remains stationary over me while I remain stationary at that address. Contrary to what is the movement of third parties all around while they are driving about, getting on the freeway, moving about, the light source remains stationary over me, which is different when I'm on modes of transportation, as you see in video, and you hear demons stalking with audible activity creation while that light source remains over me. All right. This is 9:05 a.m. where you see that image, 7RUC 283, 02810V1. You see the light source. That is at the intersection, again, of 7th and Euclid Avenue. And that is not in any way coexisting with some stationary light source. If that was actually the sun, in other words, that's over my head while I'm standing beside the McDonald's drive-thru after exiting that venue. But then again, I'm referencing what is 24 hours ago. And but again, this morning I'm capturing video of what is the light source that is in an entirely distinctly different location. So in other words, while I'm on the property of the McDonald's, I am not facing what is across the street in order to incorporate the 99-cent store parking lot, the Upland Village Shopping Center parking lot nearest that 99-cent store entrance area in order to capture that light source. That light source is over me based on where I'm at. And it is currently 9:07 a.m. So I just want to document where that light source is and my ability to capture that. And that is distinct from, and the actual sun's not going to be present over the Bakers and between the McDonald's and the Bakers drive-thru at 9:15, like I captured on video. 8 RCM 696, 7A SN 447, 6YYJ 091. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, it is 9:10 a.m. I did capture video of what is the fake sun moving over the vehicle in the same way that I capture at 11:13 in the morning upon arrival to the same venue of the Upland Public Library. And at 11:13 in the morning, I was reminding you about what was my presence at the Montclair Transit Center. This is the day that I went to the San Bernardino County Department of Human Services, and the fake sun was over me at that office and then remained over me as I came to the Upland Public Library within the 11 o'clock hour. And as my documentation already shows, the fake sun is already over the Upland Public Library. That's the point of my documentation. For example, not only yesterday morning, but on a daily basis as I'm going to that venue, which is the same for any other venue. License 4WON432, that's Tracy Banks. Directed light is moving across the vehicle of 7BOG569 while that demon crosses path under what is the fake sun that's directly over me inside of this Upland Public Library parking lot. License 8KJX490. It is the video that I'm capturing, this is hours before what is 11. And again, this is when you are looking at just documentation, which is conclusive in and of itself. But I have much more than that, okay? You're talking about what is understanding what is not possibly the sun. And this is, again, the presence of what is a light source that I documented passing over this property at 8:51 in the morning. All right, driving north on Euclid Avenue yesterday. I'm capturing what is before 8:51 in the morning while I'm already at what is Foothill and Euclid at the Upland Village. At the same McDonald's, by the way, at 100 East Foothill Boulevard. I'm capturing what is the fake sun already over that building. That is not the sun. It is not both in motion in the city of Ontario, driving north of Euclid Avenue toward the address of 100 East Foothill Boulevard, and at the same time already over the address of 100 East Foothill Boulevard. And there's no vantage point where it's looking like it's moving, but at the same time it's stationary over the address. This is not the case. This is also the impossibility. The actual sun is not remaining central and maintaining that same alignment relative to everyone at the same time everywhere that you are moving. All right, so this is an impossibility all the way around. What I documented in images and video. What I captured coming to the Upland Public Library while she is driving, she being the minion that just drove off under the fake sun that remains in alignment with me while I'm on her vehicle, just like the demons of Omnitrans, okay? You have what is the entity engaging in keeping a fake sun over me and driving down the same street that we were on where I was coming from, that San Bernardino County office. This is at 11:13 a.m. and the light source is not already present over the Upland Public Library because that's not the sun, which I showed yesterday while I'm showing you the demons of the United States Postal Service and the Upland Police Department. This is the ongoing continuity of that documentation showing what is the pattern of conduct. All right, demons stalking with light, stalking in an entirely demonic environment. That's not the actual sun that's over me. And so the significance of the video that I captured right now at approximately like 9:08 a.m., the light source is over me on the same side of the passenger side of the vehicle while she is driving in the same direction on what is First Avenue within the 9 o'clock hour. And again, on this is days ago where I'm capturing the light source. That is both, again, at the same time when I'm already documented this, I'm at the Montclair Transit Center. All right, I'm referencing what is February 13, 2022 when I'm at the Montclair Transit Center. And then on February 14, 2022 is when I go to the TAD office, the San Bernardino County Department of Human Services. February 14th at 11:13 a.m. I am already at the Montclair Transit Center on November 13th, February 13th, 2022. At this time where I'm showing you the fake sun that's over the vehicle, not over the Montclair Transit Center, and not coexisting with that. It's not at the same time moving over me through over the vehicle as I am moving in the vehicle. All right, when the vehicle stops at a red light, the fake sun's not moving, it remains there. When she starts moving the vehicle again, driving at a green light or a stop sign, the light source continues moving, okay? So this is the light source that is indeed maintaining perfect alignment with me while she is driving north on First Avenue at approximately 9:08 in the morning. I'm here at the Upland Public Library where the light source is present, not at the 7-Eleven, not remaining on Euclid Avenue as I documented yesterday, as I remained at 11th and Euclid, as I remained at what is 948 North Euclid Avenue on in the city of Upland, that venue where SoCal Edison is stalking in the path as I'm capturing at 9:59 in the morning. It's not remaining at the McDonald's where I remained there at that venue at the drive-thru, showing you what is none other than that fake sun indeed directly over that drive-thru. I'm showing you what is today, not only the fake sun that's distinct from that location. It's across the street, ahead of schedule, 8:51 a.m. yesterday. Wasn't even at that venue yet, let alone the light source is not over the 99-cent store parking lot while I'm at the McDonald's. It's directly over the venue in alignment with me, and you can see that clearly in the video. So I'm pointing out what it is that you are paying attention to. And you are also paying attention to what are those who are in relevant position. These are demons, okay? And not only are they under a fake sun, which is the proof of that demon possession, they are demons who are stalking in the path with directed light, engaging in demonic conduct, okay? Present to engage in what is criminal, that is interstate stalking on behalf of a government. All right, and what you hear in the background, car horns sounding, those are the demons of the Upland Public Library, arriving in the parking lot, crossing path under the fake sun, and doing so monitoring with communication devices systematically while I'm explaining the documentation, the video that I captured. And this is relevant to what is captured on the same street, driving in the same direction, which is not the sun, but this is going to be added to that ongoing tabulation of what is evidence of what is not the sun. That is speaking to a criminal system that I'm subject to by even those who I am blood related to. And that is the unfortunate reality with regard to what is revealing minions of Satan. It's no respecter of persons with regard to what is that very specific code of demonic conduct. all right, and the malice with which, the actual animosity, all right, and the hostility that is harbored by a demon who does not love you, contrary to what that blood relation is supposed to suggest. And then, let me be clear, this is also the malice of the system, because you'll have any other ordinary minion who will speak to, oh, that's your mother, you're supposed to love and respect your mother. I'm not dealing with a mother, and that is also a matter of documentation. Everything that she has engaged in that is documented, because it's criminal, all right, is also speaking to what is the malice and the viciousness of Satan itself. She's a puppet, all right? She is indeed an adversary, literally engaged in the criminal conduct, but not even engaging in that which is even characteristic of an actual mother. So you're talking about if it was the case that I was documenting the P.O.C., but then on the other hand, Tracy Banks was engaging in conduct that is not persuasive, that is not in conformity to the pattern of conduct, that would be a different situation. If she had not engaged in a pattern of criminal summoning. So let me be clear, while you have this climate of what is supposedly Black Lives Matter, let me be clear, this black woman and her charcoal black son, Eric Corey Spencer, engaged in a pattern of summoning the police. They're not scared of them. There's no Black Lives Matter nonsense. I'm documenting black-faced demons all day long, monitoring and targeting another African-American woman, which I am, not exercising, demonstrating any fear of law enforcement while they are together engaging in what is interstate stalking. They're demons. And let me be clear, this is relevant to that broader context. Black Lives Matter is a false narrative. Having been subject to it, targeted in concert with law enforcement by African-Americans, who then on the other hand want to get on the news crying, talking about they're scared of the police. They're monitoring with the police. That's not the basis of what is the criminal conduct of law enforcement, by the way. It's not. It has nothing to do with race. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's not racial. It's spiritual. Right? So if this minion, Tracy Banks, was not engaging in that sort of conduct, if she was not engaged in a pattern, so when I'm bringing that up, I'm bringing that up because in this climate of supposed Black Lives Matter, this demon was calling the police for no reason, starting arguments. Okay? What is the argument? The significance of the arguments that she would start under the fake sun over her apartment, directed light in her apartment, it's audible activity. All right, she is a very cruel and treacherous individual. This is a demon that I'm dealing with, who was monitoring me and was enjoying it, thought that I was going to end up kidnapped and that I was going to remain in that state. This is indeed Satan that thought that she was going to get away with it. This is evil at every turn. Let me be clear, you are also witnessing evil while you see directed light. It is revealing of that condition. And it is not changing with regard to Tracy Banks versus the minion in front of Molly Super facilitating with light activity right now. They're monitoring. They are one entity together. All right. And that's the reality of the pattern of conduct. So it is not such that Tracy Banks has not engaged in what is facilitating conduct, engaged in the pattern of conduct indeed. And that doesn't exist where the light source remaining over you. You are a demon in relevant position. That's why the fake sun is over me, which is a matter of documentation. ATTP 275 is crossing path with the minions where light activity is being created at Molly Super, a third-party facilitating venue, by the way, where the fake sun is crossing over that venue at 11:13 in the morning. And it's also crossing over, as I documented on video, at approximately 9:08 a.m. And this is documentation which remains, Molly Super remains in relevant position, engaged in ongoing monitoring on an ongoing basis, including monitoring while my panties are down there in relevant position all day long while I'm subject to the state system inside of the Upland Public Library. That's why the fake sun remains over the Upland Public Library all day, which is a matter of documentation. Well until after 4 p.m., that is the entirety of an actual full day, to the exclusion of any other location in the country, by the way. All right? And why am I focusing? I'm only focusing on the United States because this is the country that I live in with regard to relevant laws. License plate 8PFV513. License 7BOG569, 4RSL236, 7YMG699, 7BYX868, 63771S2. This is a demon crossing path, holding the hands of children, walking in directed light, okay? That's why it doesn't matter when you're talking about the ways in which you want to engage in that P.O.C. Alrighty, and that minion is license 7YMG699, and also crossing path as I begin walking. This is a demon that's focused on me the entire time. Begins walking to cross path, walking in that engineered light that I have shown you time and time again, where you've got the multiple shadows moving across the vehicle while my shadow's moving on the ground and the fake sun's over my head. This demon is holding the hand of children while engaging in monitoring and surveillance. All right. License 63771S2 is the one that's parked in that directed light, and the fake sun is over my head. This is a Hawaii license plate, LJT589, 5WSB861. It is currently 9:21 a.m. and I did capture still images of that so you can see that. You need to understand, while inside of the Upland Public Library and they're creating amplified audible activity, 7PXL898, that amplified audible activity occurs through what is the sound of impossible noise. You cannot hear children that are walking or running or yelling through the ceiling of the study rooms while they are on the first floor. The children's area is on the first floor. That's impossible audible activity. But guess what? You're understanding what's demonic. Demonic is not characterized by what it is literally that you're hearing. So in other words, the voice of a child on the surface, that's supposed to be something that is what, sweet, all right? Oh, listen to the baby crying. It's actually demonic. It's amplified and impossible audible activity. It's demonic. All right, so you're paying attention. That's, again, what I'm directing your focus to, the substance of the activity, not the outward form. All right, and there is no, by the way, and it is entirely uncute, and there's nothing sweet about hearing that which is absolutely impossible. It is as creepy then as it's not intended to be. Using the voice of a child when you are stalking somebody in the bathroom as a method of audible activity creation, that's a sex offender. You're understanding what is demonic. Right? And that's exactly what these demons do under the fake sun and indirected light. While they are chasing into bathrooms. License plate 7XEK703. Amplifying the sound of children and running, which is impossible audible activity while in the study room. And those minions are on the second floor monitoring with their demon-possessed parents, engaging in interstate stalking. It's absolutely demonic. That demonic activity is underway through the use of what is any kind of sound, including the sound of children. License plate 5928883. License 7ZRF 799 7AXB 7AXB 803 5XRB 129 7MOU 850. Molly Super is right here at First Avenue and D Street, where the fake sun is directly over it. Let me show you that, because it's not over any what is, first of all, as I'm remaining at the McDonald's at 100 East Foothill Boulevard, but also it's nowhere near the B&G Plaza over some Andy's Burgers, where I've documented all of those venues. This is directly where I am over the city of Upland, over the Molly Super, where demons such as BF 18009 has been sitting in the middle of the street, being a demon, just like you saw SoCal Edison, while the fake sun is over me, creating that facilitating light conduct, which is a threat to the life, while you want to monitor. And they're monitoring the documentation, did so while they know I'm documenting it. BF18D08, that's a white Toyota Tundra. It's 9:23 a.m. Alrighty, I'm showing you those still images. This is Molly Super, where that demon with the Toyota Tundra is creating facilitating light activities. So demons that are sitting at Molly Super, for example, sitting around feeding their faces, ordering cocoa, and they're engaged in interstate stalking, and they're demons drinking that cocoa and ordering those hot cakes. License plate 4RQZ635 8NCU 972, engaging in criminal activity at your neighborhood restaurant. And you are identifying those demons while the fake sun is directly over the Molly Super. That is not the actual sun that's remaining over the B&G Plaza while I am at that venue facing south, showing what is day in and day out over the Shiro's Liquor, over me while I sit at the bus bench on Hope Boulevard, and Omnitrans is repeatedly molesting with directed light while that fake sun is right there hovering over that B&G parking lot. That is not the same. That's a demon using 7XEK703, and you know how? As I move my hand touching my luggage carrier. That's a demon that knows exactly what I'm doing. It's the same sexual violence that's ongoing in a bathroom while they know my panties are down. And then they are engaged in coming inside of the bathroom to maintain relevant positioning. All right. Documenting 8SIZ267. That's a demon. And directed light then moves across the venue of what is Molly Super, where the fake sun is also over that venue. All right. You saw this yesterday while United States Postal Service group stalking, fake sun above, the demon stopping on the side of the road. And directed light across it, that's exactly what's happening at Molly Super, okay? It's a demonic entity. They are inside. That's a restaurant. It does not matter what sort of venue it is. You have the same identical environment. Fake sun, directed light. Demons using their vehicles to stalk with audible activity while they know I make the most minor movement of my hand on my luggage carrier. That's a demon. This demon, 7XEK703, that's an act of terrorism. An entity is engaging in that on a constant basis. Concentrating all of that demonic activity, that demonic energy to what you're doing also in a bathroom, okay? Molly Super is engaging in what is terrorism. Molly Super is also a sex offender. Understand that this is the relevance of documenting a government. Everything I'm documenting inside of Upland Public Library, I hope you're not confused, because it is not to the exclusion of Upland Public Library. License 7XVH529. It says United States Marine Corps. All right, this United States Marine Corps is under what is a fake sun, engaging in demonic conduct right now, and doing so, engaging in criminal conduct at what is Molly Super, under what is not the sun. This Marine Corps, supposedly, United States Marine, this is a demon. License 8ATC004. License 7PNN529. This alleged Marine Corps is a terrorist, a demon-possessed stalker, the same exact entity that is stalking in bathrooms, that where you are witnessing their demon possession while directed light, because that's exactly what's happening at Molly's Cafe, Molly Super. Directed light, lines of directed light just moving across the building while they're all standing around like it's not happening, okay? That's how you are surrounding demons with evidence. That's the conduct of Satan, by the way. Satan doesn't have to say a word. Because you're going to deal with the psychopath with regard to the necessity that law is going to mandate, because this is how you deal with what are animals. 49680D3, including this one that has a sticker speaking to the Marine Corps. They're a demon-possessed animal. 7XVH529. 8RJN060. I already read that one. 49680D3. License 8YHY711. 8JBM085. 8GPJ591, 7YEX581, that demon coming from Molly Super crossing path. The same demon, the same animal active. That is a demon-possessed stalker, 5YOZ248. And it is 9:27 a.m. License plate 8SHK709, 7TXS743, 8SJZ381, 7JQK400, 8PEM638, X326HO, 8WOY461, 8HHL702, 6WMM375, 6ADN148, BOBAFT5, 8RSW536. This is a minion, a demon that went to U.S.C. BT97H92 paper plate, 8MXE587, 6PJA816, a minion that claims the Air Force. Demons, okay? 8BSH070, 7LCW868, 7VXX688, 7WBX114, 5GMH134, 7LLR754, 7ZAF142, 8LPV707, 7GVU217, 8FNS309, 8LSB032, 8DCH253, 7MUP376, 7AVM488, BYE8726, Arizona, 7ZKT973, 8MXE587, and it's 9:29 a.m. This is the Upland Unified School District and the parking lot that's across the street from the Molly Super. This is, again, distinct from anywhere remaining over the McDonald's, the drive-thru of the McDonald's, where I'm showing you that directed light that's just appearing out of, it's just inexplicable light. That's the presence of Satan, by the way. That's what you're witnessing when I'm showing you this impossible environment. It's a demonic environment, and it's serving criminal activity, monitoring with communication devices, 7UWR902, and it is stalking with that very light. That's the act of terrorism by the demon possessed by Satan itself. 6WMM375, 7WRT676. I think I read that one already. 7YJP350. Six WSB 531, 85187D3. Just want to make sure I read these. 8 TTU 941, 8 S.I.I.S 625, 8 SJZ 381, 7 UQK 400, 6 XLP 319, 8 EDB 674, 29560K3. University of Laverne documented that minion, that venue, 8 UFK 250, full of minions. Alrighty, and That's where the fake sun is over that venue while I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library, then at the back of the library while I'm in the parking lot documenting the minions of the Ontario Police Department. Fake sun over me while I'm sitting, documented in 2021, sitting underneath the tree, and you have that demonic conduct of absolute removal of the shade from underneath the tree. This is documentation of what is a state flying over me by helicopter. All of this at what is a venue that is the University of LaVerne, where this minion's vehicle is surrounded with directed light. The fake sun is over me. They are listening to me document right now. They're monitoring, and they are demons. All right. I like to read because you need to understand demons coming from all walks of life. They're all equally living dead. They're all criminals under what is federal policy, and they're terrorists with regard to what is going to be the creation of policy to prosecute a government that is present through such psychopaths who think that they can hide their condition. Their condition is made known in that demonic environment when they're in their element. Demons are in their element around directed light. Demons are in their element under what is the fake sun, that is Satan itself. 851-873. That's also why this fake sun is over this Upland Unified School District parking lot. All right. Not the fact that it was present. I documented over the edge of the building at 9:25 in the morning. I documented over the edge of the Upland Unified School District at 9:59 in the morning. But you're recognizing what is the fake sun. When I'm nowhere near this venue, if that's the sun, then I wouldn't be capturing it over the drive-through of the McDonald's at 100 East Foothill Boulevard, let alone already documented while I'm en route to Fontana, en route and already present in the city of Pomona, all manner of different locations. You have the maintenance of that light source. It is in no way speaking to what is the actual sun. It is revealing what is not the sun. That's why that light source is here. And this is the revealing of what are demons, and they're going to be prosecuted as the terrorists that they are. 8 EEK 730, 8 UFK 250. License 8 EDB 674, 8 YMY 209, 8 LOA 767. Oh, but also, what's the bigger picture? That's why you have what is a light source that remains over the Upland Unified School District, which is right next door to the Upland Public Library for the duration of the day. All right, 4:43 p.m. and it's present as a matter of documentation 8:51 a.m. License MVIKNGS 7ZVW036 8XHW089. 8UYM853. People like to hold out identities, hold out like it's a badge of honor, something to protect. You're a minion associated with the Marine Corps. That's no exception to what the pattern of conduct that you are engaged in. You are definitely in no way any exception to or under some exception to being above suspicion whatsoever. Not while the fake sun is under there. You're understanding what is that specific code of conduct, and this is what demons rely on. It's currently 9:33 a.m. Alrighty, this minion engaging on loitering, surveillance, while the fake sun is over. License 7PXL898, in operation of a communication device. License 8GYW321 stops in the middle of the street while I capture an image. This is the demon stalking in the path upon operation of my communication device. And what's the coincidence? The fake sun is over my head. This is exactly what I showed you outside of what is 749 Euclid Avenue. The African-American male who stops out at the moment that I delete a video. And what do you see? The fake sun is over my head. And you also see directed light that is moving across that venue. This is the exact same pattern of conduct. All right. Demon getting out to go to 8GYW321. A demon getting out to walk to what is the Molly Super is nothing other than a form. It doesn't matter what they're doing. They're engaging in the behavioral pattern of engaging in conduct, which is facilitating ongoing activity creation. And let's get the demons of Upland Police. All right, showing you what are the demons of the Upland Police. Actually, I'm not. They're showing it themselves. They're crossing path under the fake sun in front of Molly Super, where directed light, where the fake sun is over my head, and as they listen to me document third parties. Law enforcement are incapable in any way of helping third parties. They're all going to be prosecuted individually, while they are collectively shown to be an entity monitoring and surveilling 5XRB128, monitoring together. And that's what that directed light is revealing. First of all, it's facilitation. Second of all, it is the mark of demon possession. And that's exactly what you see in that video that I captured of the Upland Police. And they appear, again, as I'm pointing out what is surveillance by a third party, while I point out their criminal conduct, you have what are then the demons of the law enforcement agency who are heavily documented in and of themselves. You're talking about what is a whole other level for punishment for those types of demons. All right, Satan having demons positioned, and they are positioned in law enforcement. Okay, so you are talking about license plate. See these. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. It's 9:38 a.m. All right, showing you what is the fake sun that's directly over the Carnegie Library. 9:39 a.m. This is a demon that knows that they're being documented, waving hi to the camera. That's a demon. License 1561122. These are the two that engaged in molestation with directed light. And then while you document waving hi to the camera, it is license 1531506, standing in front of the Carnegie Library. Alrighty, captured those images for you. This is called surveillance, standing in front of what is a building in relevant position under what is the fake sun that's no longer over the Molly Super, by the way. And no position of that light source that is allegedly the sun is going to result in what is that laser light conduct that these white police officers molest me with. This is directed light while they're engaged in criminal conduct, identifying themselves as demons. This is relevant to not only Title 18, Section 2261A, it is also relevant to what is federal policy to be enforced with regard to what are the identification of demons who engage in this sort of molestation and stalking. All right, standing outside of Carnegie Library and bearing weapons. I'm not going in there. That's audible activity. They're literally going inside of a building like they were last night. This is the police using their uniforms as their appearance and engaging in some sort of activity. This is literally what it is. And you see the fake sun directly over. And it's the same conduct that I documented Upland Police last night. I want to be clear, while they are engaging in what is presence in directed light, while my enlarged shadow, 3 of them are in front of me. You have what is using, again, the nearest venue next to me while they are in relevant position, in other words, engaging in what is the supposed to be the appearance of some distinct activity, and it's relevant to what is their uniforms that they're wearing, law enforcement, while the pattern of conduct is underway. So while I'm speaking to what is federal law that I'm going to prosecute them under, while they are under the fake sun, while I'm reminding you about what is the impossible light activity with which these white law enforcement officers molest me with, their demons, touching, stalking in the path, monitoring with communication devices with the city of Upland, and you have what is then entering inside of the library and bearing weapons while they're doing so, which is the engagement in light activity and audible activity, by the way. All right, and so I want to be clear, it is currently 9:41 a.m. It is current license plate 8MZU770. That is Metrolink, which is also impossible audible activity. Like I said, you can engage in breaking into the Carnegie Library in order to engage in some sort of appearance. I'm here because we're breaking in and we're checking the premises. You can do anything under the fake sun and indirect light. It's the same exact P.O.C. All right. Literally, this is the pattern of conduct that's underway while the city of Upland is stalking in the path. This is a white man, gray hair, wearing an orange and yellow jacket. He's captured in the images as well. This is the city monitoring with law enforcement. And this is the pattern of conduct that's underway. And there is nothing that they're doing while they're walking through the Carnegie Library, pulling out a gun and walking through as though they're engaging in something important. It's the pattern of conduct. All right. It's P.O.C. Satan. All right, this demon that's monitoring with Upland Police, that's license 3WSL861. Directed light moves across that Carnegie Library where law enforcement are maintaining stationary presence and doing so bearing weapons, which is a passive aggressive, but it's actually not passive aggressive. It's passive aggressive with regard to they're not aiming their weapons at me. But let me be clear. It is passive aggressive show of hostility by law enforcement who are demons, who are monitoring. And that's why you have what is the impossible presence of what is not clearly not the sun. Not only as I'm showing you in the city of Upland, but the bigger picture. It's not the light source. That's not the sun. That is, as a matter of documentation, remaining over me at the B&G Plaza, remaining while I remain at the 630 North Front Avenue in the city of Ontario, literally over the street, over that venue, while I remain in what is en route to the city of Fontana, license 6V60122, the same exact demonic conduct while they drive in a parking lot and directed light is appearing across the building of the Carnegie Library. There is no exception with regard to what is demonic. These demons are wearing police vests and then pull out weapons while they are engaged in the P.O.C. They engaged in what is molesting me with what is directed light. That is speaking to the prosecution for what is a sex offender, for what is a terrorist, an unprecedented one, bearing that uniform. And it is the same exact pattern of conduct of the demons at Molly Super, who I was also documenting. So then you have what are demons of law enforcement engaging in that P.O.C. All right, so I want to be clear. These same demons, again, let me remind you, I've already documented them beginning my documentation with Upland Police. The fake sun was over Reading Way, my apartment in the city of Upland on May 23rd, 2018. I want to be clear, while I remain in the city of Ontario, there is no time of day where the actual sun is going to be present over me standing on that sidewalk at that apartment building. The light source was over me because I was subject to surveillance then by the Upland Police Department, and I'm subject to surveillance now, all right, having the full body of what is that pattern of conduct underway. So I want to be clear. This is, what's your name, sir? You're a public servant. What's your name? Oh, you don't want to speak? You want to say hi to the camera, but you don't want to say nothing? Let's see. We've got Officer Turner. That is Officer Turner. That's the same demon that arrived on May 23rd, 2018, Officer Turner. 960 MGW. Officer Turner's driving license 1561122. And the other one is license 1531506. Officer Turner, he is documented on video at my apartment that I was just referencing on May 23rd, 2018. Let me be clear. Not only did I just document the pattern of conduct, It is the pattern of conduct indeed when the same exact demons who know that I've documented them arrive to engage in monitoring me, arrive to engage in molesting me. Officer Turner is the name that's on that white police officer's vest. While he's disregarding my question, Officer Turner is on video on May 23rd, 2018, where the fake sun is directly over me. These demons know exactly what it is that I've already published. They know exactly what it is that I'm pointing out while I am laying out my case before the world, and I'm going to prosecute them and reveal their condition, which is demon possession. And that is the act of terrorism, while that entity that maintains specific awareness of who I am, of what it is that I am documenting with regard to a prosecution, and while you then intentionally engage in presence, that is the absence of any coincidence. Not only, and there's many levels to that. There is no coincidence under the fake sun, there is no coincidence in directed light, and there is no coincidence when I have already specifically documented you. And then you are the same officer that was present pursuant to the pattern of conduct before I knew it on May 23rd, 2018. That's the same Officer Turner. 6JFP016. And I captured his face and I read his name that is bearing on his chest. So he's wearing the black vest. You saw it. Turner is the name, and it is on the front of his chest, and it is on the right side of his chest. So while he's getting in the vehicle, I'm looking at his name because he's not responding to me. 7NDN752. And you can clearly see his face. This is the same Officer Turner who arrived with the second officer that they're on video, and the fake sun is directly over me. Like I said, I don't even need directed light in the fake sun to reveal that part right there. BU04H08, you're talking about what is stalking. You're talking about what is beyond a coincidence, and those officers know exactly what it is that I've pointed out about their criminal conduct, and that is the conduct, by the way, by the demons of law enforcement who like to appear to engage in monitoring me personally when they arrive pursuant to criminal summoning, when they arrive pursuant to what is an act of harassment, when they're arriving like they did now, right? This is passive aggressive, but again, it's not really passive aggressive because you're talking about what is a pattern of conduct underway by law enforcement officers who are then engaging in bearing weapons. They're not doing anything. All they did was open up the library, which they have the ability to do. So they open up the door to the library, an alarm sounds, and then they're pulling out a weapon like they're doing something. They're trying to look like they're doing something. They're under the fake sun and in directed light. And then you have what is the same officer that I documented on May 23rd, 2018, 6RBU398. They sit up and listen to me document. They know what's already published on my website, 7BVR876. They know what I'm pointing out about them, 8XPG649. And that is indeed, I'm going to remind you about that since Turner wants to show up and then engage in molesting me. Turner was stalking on May 23rd, 2018, when I started video documentation, becoming aware that Tracy Banks was invading my privacy. Very weird stuff underway. That's why I immediately moved out. All right. You're talking about what is 8FWT415, license plate, 8ZLH728, 7PFP521. Those demons literally just sealed their own fate. It's already sealed. Let me be clear. I've already laid, the case is done. The case is very complete. I have made allegations, but they are not vacuous allegations that I'm unable to, no, I fully laid it out. You're talking about you want to stalk with the same officers that I documented in 2018? 8XZW521, are you 8DYK772? This is what I mean with regard to what is Satan. Satan is treacherous. Satan is not intelligent. You're talking about what is evil. Evil has all of the excesses of the worst traits. Those traits, all right, are not able, Satan cannot help itself. All right. In other words, Satan cannot help itself. License 7DNL818. All right. So you are talking about the minion that you see sitting with the laptop in the shade at the Carnegie Library. He's monitoring with not Ontario, please. Wrong agency that I fully documented. He's monitoring with Upland Police. I show you him in the background. He's monitoring with the city of Upland. He's monitoring with the minions of Mali Super. This is a communication device that he's sitting on, all right, operating while directed light is spanning across, while OPD are present, and I'm documenting them on video. And like I said, I find it to be literally, that's just a jewel. I didn't even need it. But I'm going to remind you about May 23rd, 2018, where I'm at my apartment and I summon law enforcement. And let me be clear, I have pointed this out every time that I'm documenting them. Again, last night as well, I'm documenting them and I'm pointing out these are criminals. I've already documented them under the fake sun. Unbeknownst to me, in 2018, the fake sun is right over my head. All right, while I'm at what is at the time my apartment that I was preparing to move out of because I was living with a demon, 5XVY237. 7LWS319, living with a demon who was invading my privacy. All right. And you're talking about what is becoming aware of the fact that my privacy is being invaded. And you have what are strangers that would engage in congregating around my apartment. But nonetheless, when I summon Upland Police, because you have what is, again, engaging in what is harassment by Tracy Banks inside of my apartment, right? You have what is the fake sun, and you can see it clearly over my head. It is currently 9:53 a.m. And so while I'm capturing that video, again, not only is that relevant to the prosecution, let me be clear, I'm documenting an entity, the state of California. The actual sun is not remaining over the McDonald's at the drive-thru, which is where I'm at 24 hours ago. I'm not standing in the parking lot of the Upland Public Library, and that is not coexisting. It is north at the intersection of Euclid and Foothill. The light source is directly over me at that drive-thru. I'm showing you what is the directed light. I'm showing you then what is the property of 948 Euclid Avenue, where SoCal Edison is at. That's at 9:59. It's still not 9:59 yet, okay? So I am remaining, and I am still en route. I arrive at this location, the Upland Public Library, after 10 a.m., well after 10 a.m., okay? And the fake sun remains over me as I'm showing you in video, step by step, and it is already at the Upland Public Library, which is already documented, but that's the pattern of stalking with a fake sun. That's how you're here over me at 9:27 in the morning while I'm sitting at the Veterans Monument and the fake sun is over the property. But then when I'm not at the Upland Public Library, where I am, for example, at the KFC at 1188 West Foothill Boulevard, you're talking about what is the light source that's over me as I'm documenting and remaining at that intersection. Then I go to the Montclair Transit Center. What happened to the sun, if that's the sun that's over the Upland Public Library? And not just there, over all day long, okay? That's not the sun, all right? And so you have what is maintenance of this light source. So while I'm here showing you what are the demons, the specific demons who want to come and engage in another episode of P.O.C., and I'm also going to make sure I remind you this is the same demons that were present pursuant to the pattern of conduct, engaging in criminally monitoring me with Tracy Banks on May 23rd, 2018. And they know this, that I've documented that. That's beyond a coincidence. And it's also beyond a coincidence where you have what is not the sun that's over my head. And that evidence that this is not the sun is already conclusive. All right. It's already, it's already, that part of that case is done. So I'm showing you what is the pattern of conduct and what's relevant to that pattern of conduct, demon possession. All right. And so you're talking about what is terrorism by law enforcement. And then while you are present over me, like I said, not only are you not remaining, that's not the light source that while yesterday I'm nowhere near the Carnegie Library facing, by the way, facing south in the parking lot of the Carnegie Library where the light source is over that building. You're going to remember that. It's not just the fact that it's there over me, maintaining central presence. It's not behind my head, behind me, also at the same time hovering over the drive-thru of the McDonald's. That is not what's going on. I mean, and this is blatant asininity with regard to any such sort of suggestions, right? Which nobody, I mean, that has not been the case, but I'm just letting you know, you're looking at exactly what you're looking at. I am facing what is south in the parking lot of the Upland Public Library, where the light source is already remaining over me en route here in the same manner that I documented on February 14, 2022 at 11:13 a.m., by the way. But you have also the documentation of just yesterday when I'm not anywhere near here. I am just now beginning to walk around the corner and show you what is SoCal Edison engaging in the pattern of conduct as the people of the state do, using brand names, monitoring with law enforcement, who were also stalking and monitoring while I was at the McDonald's and walking down the street through the U.S. Bank, monitoring to that facilitating light activity of the SoCal Edison. All right, documented on video for you. All right, while I am there, there is no light source that is behind me, in other words, that is south over the parking lot of the Upland Public Library. It's not even over the Upland Public Library yet because I'm not inside of it. Over the Carnegie Library because that's where I'm standing. But remember, this is, again, big picture. January 27, 2022, I don't come anywhere near the Upland Public Library or a McDonald's on Foothill and Euclid Avenue, or even the Route 66 bus. I'm nowhere near here. I come from Ontario, get on Route 61, and I'm showing you at 8:48 a.m. this morning inside of the Upland Village at 8:48 a.m. Not only am I reminding you of that's not the sun that I captured at 8:48 a.m. over the McDonald's. That's not the sun that's over my head across the street at the Upland Village Shopping Center. While I'm reminding you, January 27th at 8:48 a.m. while I'm on Route 61 at the intersection of Holt Avenue and East End Avenue in the city of Pomona. Where then I go to the Pomona Regional Transit Center where I remain. And right here where I'm in Upland at the Carnegie Library facing south inside of that parking lot, that is not over at the same time the Pomona Regional Transit Center. And then you also have, and so this is speaking to what is that environment, that very specific environment while you're watching demons wearing uniforms, identifying themselves as law enforcement officers, engaging in sexually violent surveillance, wanting to touch like the demons that they are, all right, stalking in the path, listening to every word that I'm uttering at the moment that they choose to visibly arrive in relevant position, monitoring and stalking the whole time, okay, and then visibly engaging in that pattern of conduct under what is direct evidence of what is not the sun. You are demonstrating your demon possession. You're demonstrating it. You are literally engaging in and facilitating that demonic pattern of conduct with the people of the state. This is all manner of terrorism. They're doing the same thing while my panties are down, by the way, and the people of the state are stalking in the bathroom. The entity is amplifying audible activity in the bathroom. These demons are pacing around in directed light inside of the venue while they're monitoring in relevant position while I'm in the bathroom. All right. The Upland police are ceaselessly engaged in the pattern of conduct. They engaged in demonstrating it not only last night while my shadow was magnified, multiple shadows magnified in front of me, which is not light activity created by any normal street lamps or parking light lamps. All right, you have what is engaging in that demonstration of demon possession where the entity is monitoring in that specific status as law enforcement, okay? And then, like I said, you have the specific officers that I have documented on video, May 23rd, 2018. All right, so that is what is relevant to what is the pattern of conduct where this venue is maintaining what is not the sun over the address all day long until after 4 p.m. You're talking about for a series of hours. But again, as a matter of totality of documentation for this time of year for winter, yesterday, 8:51 a.m., it's passing over the property of Upland Public Library. And if that's the sun, you're talking about moving north. You're talking about what is vacillation north and south on a specific street as I'm capturing it at 3:10 p.m., which is in excess of 6 hours later, as I'm looking at it through the glass doors of the Upland Public Library while I'm inside, and it is seen over the same exact street, this parking lot area, where I'm capturing the light source while I'm in the parking lot of the Upland the Upland Unified School District, and then it's over the Carnegie Library over here. At 10:09 a.m., it's remaining over outside of the window facing this very building of the Carnegie Library. It is remaining over the roof. I'm capturing it throughout the day until after 4 p.m. This is the totality of that documentation, and it is exclusive from what is the documentation of what is clearly not the sun, as I am able to capture it every hour of the day between 10 a.m. and approximately 5 p.m. at the Fontana Lewis Library. And that's just again, just one other example. This is all that is surrounding an entity, demons of law enforcement, while they engage in visibly monitoring and surveilling me with the people of the state. All right. This is what is referred to as what is terrorism. This is satanic in every regard. SCHADL is monitoring. 7BVR 876, 8EPU 060, 7TBY 838, 5JBE 906, 6RBU 398. 7TLW 878, and these same demons, while they're driving around in the parking lot, directed light moving across the building. 8THD 754 moving across the building of the Carnegie Library while I am documenting Officer Turner and the other officer who are engaging in bearing weapons while they want to engage in that pattern of conduct. That's a very specific prosecution for that. 626-605 is handicapped. All right, this sex offender, 8EOJ 905, molesting with directed light. You can see her opening and closing her doors. That's a demon waiting to do so. And this demon, 8XIR174, is sitting in her car under the fake sun that's moving over me while I'm walking around the parking lot, monitoring to that molestation by that other third party. All right, while you engage in the P.O.C, you're engaging in sexual violence on behalf of an entity, and you're also engaging in that facilitation while they're monitoring together with communication devices. 7NSR 263, I believe. 7BML 037. This is the Upland City Hall, by the way, a state facilitating venue. 6YAG 421, 7WRS 095, 5WBV 915, 8XPU 152, 7JTH 449, 8FWT 415, 8WKG 397. I think I read that one already. And it's 10:02 a.m. Alrighty. Showing you what is video of the directed light conduct by the demons who are patrolling in the parking lot. License 70QJ316, 8, oh no, I read those already. 8AUU729, license 6RML460, 6ADR798, 6EXF994, 6PQD243, 6RML460, 7DNL818, 8THD754, 6TPS702, 55754L2. I think I read that one already. Alrighty, and I captured what is video just using the specific time of 10:02 a.m. The state's light source is remaining over me in the back parking lot. It is not over, first of all, any venue of 948 Euclid Avenue at Upland, where I'm showing you SoCal Edison yesterday, because that's where I was at. It is not remaining over me at the drive-thru at the McDonald's at 100 East Foothill. That's because that's where I was at, and that's why that light source is present. License 7HNC894, 6YAG421, 7KYT551, 7NSR263, 8CCK864. It is, by the way, 10:07 a.m. And the light source remaining, as I'm showing you in video, remaining at this parking lot of the Upland Public Library, where you are looking at what are the demon possessed. They are patrolling, meaning they are repeatedly driving by, which is crossing path. Demons are crossing path. They are maintaining presence around you. All right, so they are using vehicles to engage in that conduct. And what coexists with that is the impossible light activity that coexists with that. Driving by does not create laser-like light activity, all right? And it is indiscriminate with regard to, for example, this demon, 8LPK074, who you see on video, all right? The demons of the Upland Police Department. The same exact demonic conduct under what is equally not the sun. All right, not possibly the sun, not the sun as we know it, and that's what that documentation reveals. License 7TXS743. It is currently 10:08 a.m. Let me show you a demon walking around in directed light. An old bag of bones. Alrighty, this old bag of bones walking around in directed light, molesting with directed light under what is not the sun. You're talking about what is demonic, what is demon possession, what is also that criminal system pursuant to that demonic environment and that demonic conduct, irrespective of any specific identity. You are capable of identifying the demon possessed by that environment and by that conduct. And the mere fact that I am capturing what is directed light while you're driving by is revealing what is the massive condition of the people of the state infected with demon possession, literally. Alrighty, so I do have what is the video of that, speaking to that directed light while they are crossing path in the parking lot under what is a light source that is not coexisting for this at the same time. In other words, while I remain at the McDonald's drive-thru and then walking from that venue south down Euclid Avenue toward the ultimate destination of the Upland Public Library, the light source is already here upon my arrival at an earlier time, which is the pattern of stalking with light. Demons engaging in that pattern of stalking with light while they are crossing path, repeatedly so. Demons repeatedly engaging in this conduct, what you see moving around in the shade, what you see while they are doing so inside of a parking lot under what is not the sun. And then you have understanding what I'm pointing out when I'm documenting at nightfall, these same demons, while they are driving by in a vehicle where the entity is stalking, aiming that same exact direct light inside of a vehicle, okay? So let me show you what is a congregation of demons outside of the Veterans Monument engaging in criminal conduct, engaging in demonic conduct, all right, and doing it in plain sight. Let me show you the fake sun that's over these demons. It's 10:10 a.m. Alrighty, so you do have what is a collection amongst the dead, all right? The Veterans Monument. Let me be clear. You have the fake sun that's directly over this Upland Public Library. Remember where I was at yesterday. Yesterday, nowhere near the Upland Public Library, and I'm not capturing the roof while I'm showing you what is the light source. This is the revealing of what are demons. Demons that are focused on you, and they are concentrating their outward appearance as though they're doing something else. And this is the conduct of what is literally psychopaths. All right. And while they are engaging in this outward form, what demons also do, they'll engage in stalking with noise. While they have a table out like they're selling pretty rugs, somebody's stalking with noise while they're focused on what I'm doing, but looking, keeping their back to you, like they're doing something else. You don't need a demon to look at you. You don't even need to know that demon's specific name. You know their name. It's called Satan. All right. And the light source is directly over them, revealing that. Okay. And this is the same parking lot where directed light is streaming up and down while they are driving by. And then they want to stand around at a table like they're doing something else, like it's totally distinct from what was just documented. And this is the insurmountable evidence and that terrorism by the people of the state. This is revealing what are psychopaths. And let me be clear, that demon possession, you see all colors of the rainbow standing over here. They're all old bags of bones, old as dirt. Demons. Okay? Demons. It's 10:12 a.m. This is P.O.C. at the Upland Public Library. monitoring through the old geezers of the state of California, monitoring with children in tow, activity creators, all right? And like I said, monitoring under what is a light source that is nowhere near remaining over me as I'm walking south, still not yet at the Upland Public Library yesterday at this time at 10:12. I remain on Euclid Avenue documenting for a prolonged period as I walk south to this location. You have what is the light source. That's why I'm able to capture these old demons that are standing at a table outside of the, literally among a monument of the dead, while they're engaging in conduct that is literally antithetical to the very purpose that these supposed veterans died for. They're engaging in what is not only demonic, they're engaging in what is state surveillance. It is currently 10:13 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, capturing images of what is literally that demonic P.O.C. And this is all that they're doing inside of the venue all day long. While the entity, that is Satan itself, is present through what is directed light, because that's not sunlight, and that's actually not even the sun that's over the venue. You have what is the presence of directed light that you're looking at, and that is all around the ceiling, on the walls, and on the floors, and you have them walking back and forth. All they're doing is maintaining presence and movement around, in other words, pacing around in engineered light. And you see while you're grabbing a bookcase, while you're opening up and closing a study room, while you're pacing in and out of doors, which is all amplified noise, you're doing it in engineered light, and you're doing it with a communication device. All right. So like I said, this is ongoing surveillance that's underway, and this is the presence of that ongoing pattern of conduct by what are demons that surround inside of the particular venue, where the Upland Police, they're monitoring the entire time while demons are pacing around in engineered light, stalking with audible activity that's amplified. And also on that second floor, you're looking at what is, again, over the on the first floor, the study rooms are at that location. You cannot hear people walking. You're not going to hear children talking. You're not going to hear their conversations through the floors of the study room, which is what was ongoing while I was capturing the demons who were stalking in relevant position inside of the adjacent study rooms, number 1 and number 3. All right, that's demonic. All right, and you have what is also, that's terrorism. Or the entity does this with train activity. The entity does this with the sound of elevators inside of the bathroom, also doing the same thing while your panties are down. That's the sex offender that engages in that P.O.C. then in the private space. Okay, it is currently 10:16 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, I did capture what is while I'm inside on the bottom level of the Upland Public Library. First of all, I took images outside of the showing outside of the blinds, while the fake sun is literally on the opposite side of the same street. That is while I'm inside. That's why it is positioned at that location of the emergency doors on the first floor where the computers are. First of all, understand that at 3:10 p.m., you're going to look at those pictures I took yesterday. It's literally on the same street at 3:10 in the afternoon on the opposite side. All right, so you're talking about what is remaining all day, and it is also relative to where I currently am located, standing inside of the library. But second of all, what is the greater point? While I'm inside of the Upland Public Library at what is approximately 10:16 a.m. while I'm capturing these images, you're going to remember what is the documentation that already exists where I'm at this time, and that is not the sun that is going to be present. That's the ongoing analysis. That's the ongoing impossibility. That's what the purpose of this documentation reveals. But also you're talking about what is the impossibility for my camera to be able to see what is supposedly the sun while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, facing south. That is what is facing D Street, facing the building of the Upland Unified School District, facing what is D Street, which is in the direction while it's on the opposite side of where it's at 3:10 p.m. So this is facing D Street while I am facing that the emergency doors, the glass windows of the Upland Public Library. Let me get this minion real quick who's monitoring with communication device. All right, inside of study room number 1, leaving a phone on the chair, stalking in the path. That's in study room number 1. So anyway, you have what is my capturing the light source while I'm inside on the first floor inside of the Upland Public Library. And the light source is on the same street, which is in excess of, to be at 3:10 p.m., which is what I captured yesterday. So I want to be clear, it is on the same street at 3:10 p.m. yesterday that I captured it right now at approximately 10:16 in the morning. And then again, what am I doing? I'm isolating the pattern of conduct stalking with the fake sun at a specific venue. In every way that you're looking at it, it is not the sun. But this is where you can slice and dice my documentation. It's affirmative evidence of what is a supernatural criminal system. This is Satan itself that is not only using people. These are demon-possessed stalkers. This is Satan that is present in the environment, and that is what is relevant about what not only revealing that's not the sun over me, it is relevant relevant to you because that's not the sun that's over you, while I'm showing you what is the fake sun that's remaining on a single street all day long. And that's exactly what that is, 10 o'clock in the morning until after 4:43 p.m. in the morning. That's the same window that I captured right now, 10:16 in the morning over the D Street. D Street while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library. So for example, this is First Avenue and D Street. That's the vantage point of the fake sun right now at 10:16 in the morning. At 3:10 yesterday, the vantage point of the fake sun over the same D Street, while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, it's at the opposite end of the same street, which is literally 15 steps away in other words, 15 steps to the west, okay? Over the same D Street, aiming inside of the same library, cycling directed light all day long. And this is the intersection of what is D Street and Euclid, remaining, in other words, on the D Street, the same D Street between First Avenue and Euclid Avenue, okay? So like I said, that's what I captured right now. My point is that I would not be able to capture that if that was the actual sun where I remain yesterday at 9:59 a.m. I remain at what is 948 Euclid Avenue in the city of Upland. I remain at what is the 749 venue. The address is 749 Euclid Avenue in the city of Upland, where I'm capturing video. I do not arrive to what is the Upland Public Library, which is a matter of documentation on my podcast, until after the 10 o'clock hour. It's 10:22 a.m. I remain capturing these videos and this documentation. The windows, the first floor of the Upland Public Library, as you can see, it is only facing south. I am not entering the Upland Public Library from the direction south. I am walking south from the McDonald's, entering into the Upland Public Library. And while I enter the Upland Public Library, I'm not crossing D Street. I'm not approaching D Street. This is where D Street is facing through the inside of the Upland Public Library. It's facing D Street, only D Street. This is to the exclusion of the actual sun that I documented yesterday, north of that location of D Street. In other words, that's to the exclusion of that. That's the ongoing also illustration of what you're looking at while I'm capturing the fake sun that is concentrating presence relative to where I am inside of the venue of the Upland Public Library. It is to the exclusion and the absence of any light source, by the way. If that was the sun, in other words, it would not be already captured, because the actual sun is going to be consistent and it's going to be captured remaining over the B&G Plaza over the S.I.I.S liquor at 10:16 a.m., which is a matter of documentation, but it's not. It is not while it is remaining over me while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, hovering over D Street at First Avenue. I'm showing it over Molly's Super outside of the parking lot. I'm showing it over the parking lot at 10:02 in the morning. It is right here. It is not in Ontario over the S.I.I.S liquor over the B&G Plaza. All right. It is not remaining over me while I am inside of the Ovid Family Community Library, showing you what is the back facing the College of Law, University of LORRAINE College of Law. It is not. It is not hovering over the 280 North Lemon Apartments of the facing the Ovid Family Community Library entrance. It is not. At the same time, while it's hovering over D Street and First Avenue and remaining for a duration of a whole day, because that's what that means with regard to if this is the sun and I'm still capturing at the end of the day, it's not moving around and being over the Dunkin' Donuts roof, being over the KFC, being over the window of every vehicle that's moving in all manner of direction, everyone at the same time, and then also remaining stationary over the same street. That's not what that is, and that's impossible. It is exclusive with regard to what is literally stalking with a light source that is revealing the presence of Satan, because that's not the sun. That ain't the sun. All right. And that stalker that Satan is, the stalker that the people of the state are, they are revealing they're making their own bed. Okay. I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to show it's going to be no question with regard to what is wrong with you. Okay. And I'm going to use that condition as to what's wrong with you while you're threatening the life of another and you have some serious issues with regard to what is that condition of a psychopath, which you seek to conceal while you engage in criminal conduct of an unprecedented level with the government, and doing so through unheard of. It is unprecedented. The provision of what is the supernatural. This is Satan. That's not the actual sun. That is Satan. And that's how you have that supernatural occurrence of what is a light source that is not possibly the sun while I am inside of a venue that is only facing south, while yesterday, 24 hours ago, I am not in any direction facing D Street. I remain on Euclid Avenue, still coming down south toward the venue of the Upland Public Library. And this is where I'm showing you the fake sun that's over me. I'm showing you the United States Postal Service. I'm showing you directed light moving across the venues, moving across the street, while the same exact entity is stalking. All right. And while I'm not even here yet, that is how you get that documentation that is impossible to coexist. All right. Both, in other words, are not occurring at the same time. Both are not actually the sun. All right. The reality is neither of it's the same light source which is the presence of what is, you are witnessing what is the presence of Satan. All right. Satan is the spirit. Satan is present through the environment. You're talking about what is the wind and the rain and the clouds in the sky. And you're giving explanations about what's going on in the environment. Oh, it's getting more intense because it's global warming. They're lying to you. And those that are lying to you are the very puppets of Satan underneath that fake sun. Literally, Satan having their hands up their spine, literally moving their mouthpieces. They are the mouthpiece of Satan lying to you. There is no such thing as global warming. What globe is being warmed? Well, the light source, which is shown for you to see. Okay, because I'm not just making statements that I have that are unsubstantiated. When you are showing what is supposed to be the sun, that you want to frame a theory of global warming around. Okay, well, this light source, how is it warming any globe? And how is that theory that is absolutely irrelevant to what is the supposed to be the sun that's remaining as a matter of documentation over one street in alignment with me all day long? That is not the sun. Nothing about that is addressed with regard to some theory, which is a lie, as to what is climate change and global warming. Has nothing to do with being in a position which is impossible to coexist with what is already documented. You're supposedly the sun. That's supposedly the sun that's over me while I am still coming to this venue. But yet while I'm inside of the venue facing only south, I can only see south. I can't see what's behind me while I am yesterday at this time, not even at this venue yet. Okay. So you're talking about what is mutually exclusive. And it is exclusive on a day-to-day basis, because as I go somewhere else and I'm showing you what is the light source that remains over me, that's letting you know what was going on before. And it is the same exact pattern of conduct, stalking with that which is the light source. And you're talking about what are demons that are providing the evidence for their own prosecution. How do you treat the demon possessed who are demonstrating that condition to you? It's the same with regard to the Upland police. They are crossing path and you're looking at what is light streaming about. You're witnessing the demonic conduct of the people of the state. That's terrorism. So you do not get away with engaging in terrorizing an American citizen while you're engaging in criminal activity. All right. You're talking about what is terrorism with regard to the criminal conduct on behalf of the government. They are not just engaging in the free exercise of their demonic ability to engage in the presence of directed light while you are crossing path of another. It's not just revealing some safety of some religious right to engage in what is the creation of directed light. Creation of directed light this is a demon, the presence of Satan, is criminal. They're engaging in interstate stalking. There is no religious protection with regard to that. These demons are literally providing what is necessary for you to understand. That is terrorizing conduct in and of itself. While they are monitoring, it's not just the fact that they're doing that. They're monitoring that documentation. This is a terrorist that intends to continue to terrorize and molest, sexually violate, everything that they're listening and monitoring, the creation of a legislation to address their demonic conduct. They engage in more of it while they are monitoring that documentation. That is relevant to the prosecution of such a terrorist. You are not exercising any freedom of religion rights while you as a demon are engaging in what is presence in the path of another while directed light is manifesting. You are demonstrating your demon possession, and it is a criminal act, achieving what is monitoring with communication devices on behalf of a government. So they are literally engaging in what is not free. You're not free to engage in that. You want to show your demon possession? You're going to be prosecuted as a very dangerous psychopath who's threatening the life of another. That's what's going on. While you're engaging in surveillance on behalf of a government. That is what is going on. They're literally engaging in that provision of that documentation, which I've documented that hundreds and thousands of times. But this is what I said. I said this before when I was documenting the light source that's not the sun. I have no idea why you would. Well, I do know, because you think Satan thinks that Satan, that is a follower, a stalker, that does not know everything that's going to happen before it happens, that does not know what it is to accept with regard to what is judgment. All Satan knows is that it has a limited amount of time. Satan has a whole bunch of minions and they are equally inferior. Okay. And all it takes is one. Okay. One. And because Satan is inferior in all of these aforesaid ways, you're talking about what is literally providing me with and while you are monitoring and stalking me and terrorizing me, you're literally providing me with the artillery to literally bundle you up as the animal that you are and surround you with legislation and prosecute you in a court and use your very demon possession against you. It is directly relevant to what is the necessity of legislation to address criminal conduct by demons. That's literally what they are. While they're driving around in the parking lot, they're letting you know on a megaphone, they are demons. Demons are not exercising any freedom of religion. Demons are engaging in the creation of directed light while they're engaged in surveillance with communication devices. That is interstate stalking. That's a violation of existing federal law. Title 18, Section 2261A does not address such a condition of demon possession, and it needs to be. That's what I advocate, because the demon possessed are not only engaged in interstate stalking, the demon possessed are engaged in what is now an afterthought. You're not going to avoid being prosecuted. You have provided your own evidence of your condition by virtue of my capturing it on video while you're targeting me. And I'm just going to publish what you are, and it's relevant to what is necessary legislation. And it's also informative to you in your everyday life. By the way, Satan is real. Satan is present in the environment, because while you're looking at what is not possibly the sun over me on a single street in a single city, which is, again, I'm documenting again in yet another city, Upland, California, at the Upland Public Library, you have what is understanding what is not the sun over you. Satan is present. Satan is present through those who are surrounding you. Those demons who are in study room number 1, who are psychopath stalkers of that condition, demon possession, who are not separate from what is the fake sun that's over this venue and the stream of directed light, the show that those demons put on in the parking lot. And then you sit in a study room inside of that venue. You're talking about what is the ability. I'm talking massive prosecution. And it's very easy to document them. Super easy. And that's because, first of all, public corruption, by definition, exists in plain sight. But second of all, this whole pattern of conduct was never supposed to be found out. Once it's found out, you're done. It's done. Everybody's in plain sight doing it. The demons surround by the multitudes. That's why you've got every random person in a parking lot, no matter what corner I go to, and directed light and a fake sun is over my head. That's because that's not possibly the sun. Guess what the entity were doing? If I drove to, like I said, San Francisco, or drove to Madera, got on the Metrolink and went to, which I've already done. I've already gone to Lancaster, and I showed you the fake sun remained over my head the whole time. How does that coexist with remaining over the Fontana Lewis Library documentation for every hour of the day it's remaining over that venue? How is it ever going to be in Lancaster? That's why you document, because that's not the sun, and it's not coexisting. It's impossible. By the way, that is speaking to what is the lie of climate control, global warming. You're not global warming any globe. Or you're talking about what is a false narrative given to distract you from what, essentially what is the desire. Satan would desire for you to maintain ignorance with regard to his very presence via the environment around you. Ripping out trees out of the ground, and that's supposed to be just the wind. This is climate control. It's getting more. No, that's Satan. You need to understand that. It's very, very real. And then you'll have puppets of Satan to, oh my goodness, this climate control, oh, we need to pass legislation. We need to address this because we've got to pass laws with regard to these companies and what they're doing to the environment. And I'm not stating that companies are not engaged in pollution. What I'm stating is this is not the cause. It has nothing to do with global warming, the pollution of companies, the businesses that companies run and their pollution to the environment. And that's the intensification of what is global warming and climate change. No, it's not. This is Satan. Satan is present. Satan is already present in the environment. Satan is exercising control over the environment. That's why I have a fake sun remaining over me everywhere I go all day long. That's why. You're given all kinds of distracting narratives. And it's with regard to every other relevant social issue. All the ways in which demonic activity, state surveillance is ongoing in the United States, by the way. All right, giving you explanations for the criminal conduct of law enforcement, attributing it to anything, including race, anything. All right, discriminating against the overweight, anything other than what is demonic possession, anything other than that is desirable by Satan. I want to be clear. Satan does not want you to know about its very real presence and its very real instruments, who are the people that you're looking at. That's why Officer Turner, who I documented on May 23rd, 2018, showed up this morning under what is the direct evidence of what is not possibly the sun, literally prosecuting himself, revealing his own secret, which is no secret anymore. That's why I'm on the case, by the way. But let me be clear, Satan literally making its own bed, telling your own secrets while you show up to monitor me, surrounded by that evidence that is already present, and then you engage in what is arriving while I've already documented you. I just spoke about you last night. While that same police agency was engaging in the pattern of conduct while directed light is molesting all over the person, you're understanding, but there is no exception to that pattern of conduct. It is the ongoing display, literally the commercial for what is, I am a demon possessed and I'm a stalker. That's what that engineered light is revealing. That's what the presence of that which is not possibly the sun is revealing. And you also have what is that ongoing criminal conduct by those officers previously documented, knowing exactly who I am, coming to personally engage in a show of hostility and the pattern of conduct while doing so after having been documented already. That's not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence at all. And that's going toward a very serious prosecution. Very, very serious. That's no joke. Law enforcement engaging in what is using their positions, just pulling out a gun willy-nilly because they want to look like they're engaging in something while it is serving to threaten the American citizen that they are surveilling and who is going to document it as a matter of necessity to prosecute you. And you think you're just going to pull out a gun and passive aggressively engage in that pattern of conduct, which is the communication of a threat. All manner of that environment is present. You're going to find yourself in federal prison. All right, you're shutting down all of the demonic and psychopath conduct of demons, including those who are in positions they have no business in. And that is literally what Officer Turner of the Upland Police Department and his overweight partner, sex offenders, touching with directed light, while then they loiter at the Carnegie Library under the fake sun, and then pulling out weapons as though they're engaging in something important while they're loitering in relevant position. You can sit there, like I said, and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're under the fake sun. Period. This is state surveillance that's underway. This is the presence of Satan. Presence of Satan is more than one way. Presence of Satan through the environment. Presence of Satan through what is the people of the state demon possession. They have the same spirit on them. Maintaining ongoing corporate knowledge. When you're dealing with the spirit, you're not dealing with different people. You're understanding what this is an entity that's maintaining presence. That's why you have directed light amongst the population. That's why you have what is following with the light source. That is not possibly the sun everywhere that I'm going. That is amongst the population who are acting as one. Okay, it's currently 10:38 a.m. And so I just wanted to point that out with regard to that light source and these minions that are stalking and study room number 1. They are on surveillance cameras. The minions that maintain presence using the resources inside of the library, it is a matter of documentation, not only on their surveillance cameras, but in order to use any of the resources inside. And again, you could try to get out of documentation all you want, but like I said, I have to provide my library card, which is a means of identity when you're using a study room. Everything that you're using, checking out a book, whatever it is you want to do, use to engage in what is surveillance inside of the state inside of the state facilitating venue, because that's all that it is. That's why the fake sun is remaining all day long. It's criminal conduct by the people of the state. Obsessed stalkers who have no form. You're talking about direct light, fake sun, and then you want to sit like you're somehow distinct from that ongoing pattern of conduct in a study room. This is the delusional psychopath that is Satan, okay? They're delusional. All right, so it's currently 10:39 a.m. This is P.O.C. at the Upland Public Library, and the light source remains here, and those are the still images that I captured. And again, it is to the exclusion, it is mutually exclusive, in other words, of that actually being the sun. Both as I'm capturing it facing south, which is the only direction that I can face, and it is necessarily over D Street. It's not over the roof behind, north of the library, north up Euclid Avenue, in order for me to capture it while I'm facing, while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library, facing south, facing the parking lot of the Upland Unified School District, capturing that light source, which, by the way, after you're talking about 3:10 p.m. yesterday, it's over the same D Street, aiming direct light inside of the same building. Okay? Like I said, it's 10:39 a.m. and this is P.O.C. Alrighty, 11:02 a.m. Documenting what is the mother and daughter sex offending duo. Documented them heavily, stalking in the bathroom. This is September, October, November of 2021. They are the same entity, placing the cell phone inside of study room number 1, present for what is, as I enter inside of inside of the study room number 2 where I am. They are in relevant position, study room number 1. While the entity is amplifying audible activity of what is stomping, like running, which you're not going, it is impossible audible activity. You cannot hear what's going to be walking while people are entering in the library and walking around upstairs. Running, you're not going to hear talking. This is amplification. This is ongoing demonic environment. It is speaking to their condition, by the way. These are demons that I'm capturing who are stalking in the path while that demonic method of audible activity is being created, concentrating into the study room into the study room where I am. And this also want to speak to, this is the same sex offending duo, the mother and daughter, documented heavily in 2021. They're in study room number 1 while you have what is this audible activity being amplified inside of the study room. It's currently 11:04 a.m. This is P.O.C. License 8RTM 953 5342OH3 6HTM 726 8EBD 982 8F80N15, that's paper, 7CFM 631 7TVJ 199 6WPA 394. It's currently 5:56 p.m. License plate 7BFV. I can't really see that one. BF. Yeah, I can't see that one. It's 5:56. These are minions driving north on Euclid Avenue. 7DYH 526 6YOF 008. License 8CBM 678 5LDR 828 8RSP. I can't see the rest of them. 8HTZ 619 16747L2 8EHW 462 4JU 6531. That's a large truck. CB23M09 paper. 8BPM 275 7S CV 879 8BVK 469 7BNH 006 7BTH 003 8MPM 136 8RRX 447. It's 8:57 p.m. License 8PKW 327 7NTG 528 8TTH 297 6LVB 320 7ERR 488 8VDJ 892 License 4PPK 264 8SYA 945 7SPG 267. These are minions at 300 Euclid Avenue. The lights on the building turning off. It's light activity. It's demonic. It's terrorism. 6ZZK 354 while they are group stalking in traffic. It's facilitating their monitoring conduct with communication devices. BUZDV46 paper 8BAF 667, I believe. 8KTG 627. 8RXA 385. 7PGW 438. 5DGV 709. 7ZBH 392. 7TDH 655. 6XDZ 581. 8TAY 125. 4967. Oh, I can't really see that one. You can scratch that one. 7SRD 625. 8EIN 422. JEWLEEA. DN 344 handicap. License plates ROBNSUN 8WMU333 MZLATE or NZLATE. It's probably Ms. MZLATE, Ms. Late. Ms. Late is a demon and she's stalking, monitoring with a communication device. Indirect light also. License plate. 8CXH965, 8KGG320, 8525OR2, that's FedEx, 8EJP229, NNV1235, Texas, 6TLR567, 8ZBE425, 7MXS897, 7SST703, 8RQB889, 8RZB. 8RZB 092, RZB092, I believe. All right, license plate 8P18769, 8C04304. It is, by the way, 6:02 p.m. YAB 428 GT04RIT. It's 6:02 p.m. License plates 6AUD 649, 5XFL 666, 6DXF 546, 6VFY 977, I believe. Can't see the last character. License 75166M2. License 5WTF 816, 8WNT 336, 6NRV. I can't see the rest of that license plate though. You can scratch that one. It's 6:04 p.m. 7LVR 983, 6GAB 323, 8JRR 615, 09356V2, 7WHB 358, 8LRK 250, 5PJC 144, 6. I can't see that one. 5. I can't see that one either. License. Everybody, they covered up their license plate. It is 6:04 p.m. 8NLF 480, 8NFD 245, 8AFD 599, STABCKA, that's Arizona, 8HRV. Can't really see the rest of them. I want to say 902. Can't really see it though. 7UKS 857, 5ZHK 558, 8FPA 874. That is Metrolink documenting itself. I'm standing in front of what is the First United Methodist Church, the non-church where the fake sun is over during the day, directed light at night. 8ZQT 839, 6SMW009, 7JXR 207, 6UTP 209, 8UAU 237, 8RSK 500, 8UHN 168, 8GVF 205. Let me be clear, the Metrolink train is to my left, that is south, going eastbound right now at 6:06 p.m. The audible activity of the train, however, is coming from what is directly in front of me from the dental office that is, I believe, right across the street from the Methodist church. I'm facing it. That's the audible activity where it's coming from, sounding from, not coming from the actual train. Again, you're not going to hear it inside of the library. You're not going to hear it while I'm standing in front of the Methodist church right here. That's P.O.C. and that's demonic. License 6NRR 256, I believe, 7LSX 321. All of these demons who I'm identifying by license plate who are terrorists engaging in interstate stalking are monitoring with what is a commercial means of engagement in those elements, and it shall be attributed to that commercial actor who is at the same time crossing path. License plate 8YQT471, 7DEJ014. That's called amplification. It is 6:07 p.m. License plate 8LRR333, BCASMIR, I believe, 5RWG844, 30163V2, 7ZGW599, NKNFUTZ, 8TCB772, 7KKM050, 7RSW607. 7NVM033, 6FUH719, 6LYT 629, I believe. BG 644 handicap, 6ZLS 489, 8TGU 262, 5PRJ 876, 8NJV 989, 8GO 1217, license 8AOF 568, 463 1983, and it is 6:08 p.m. 8FSW 582. License plate, it's 6:08 p.m. License 8KJR038 59416A3 6LN, I can't answer that one, 8XVX 363, 8TGV 482, 7XOV 765, 5LZW 099, 7WSG 280, 6D, I can't really see that one. Just scratch that one. 8LUC 356, 8YKF 234, 7BJE 833, 3223, I can't really see that one. 6UUF, you could scratch that one too. 6TFM 651. And I want to be clear, this is the same exact entity. It is the same actor, the same entity stalking where I sleep. Aiming directed light inside of the car, just like directed light is moving all outside. This is an ongoing demonic environment. These demons follow to where it is that I sleep, just like they follow into wherever public restroom, which is a private space. This is the sex offender. This is the obsessed psychopath stalker. This is an entity, the same exact actor. That is who I'm identifying right now. License 8ZFN049, you need to understand, is the same demonic entity that is stalking outside of the vehicle while directed light is being aimed inside of that car. I have identified thousands of them engaging in that psychopath conduct, which is terrorism. License 7VJM237. License plate 6DLL462. 8RON607, 7SXH912, 8YTC017, 40442, can't see the rest one, 6MPN690, 5XSU952, 6514, can't really see that one, 6DEU326, 5PJE344, 44DTESL, I believe. It is 6:10 p.m. 7BMX111, 8VLY554, 8MHG072. It is the same thing for every single last commercial actor. It is one entity, and being associated with the pattern of conduct of a government that is indeed engaged in terrorism, puppets of Satan, while stalking and monitoring. EV329 handicap, that is that CEASELESS pattern of conduct that is underway in bathrooms, that is underway where it is that I sleep, wherever that is. 7SMK094. And that's exactly what you're going to be prosecuted for. 8FWZ500, 8KXX009. And that is the helpfulness of what is understanding the environment. That is the understanding the big picture of what is also that specific signature of that demon and directed light. License plate 5GRF618, 8WEE226, 8ZTE419, 98272V2, 8YKX657, 8FOG951, 8VIB251. I can't really see that one. 81651F3, 8S, I can't really see that one. And it is 6:12 p.m. License 7K. I really can't see that whole license plate. You can scratch that one. Eight RKV653, 7FPM 275. It's 6:12 p.m. 8NX0203, I believe. License SUZITQ. License 8XNR318. 7XQV195. 4PHV950. 7HYF122. 8D01357. 8W50888. 7ZVG739. 7 I can't listen to that one. 8EZP138. 40481H2. 7CLU395. 5UAW627, I believe. 8MQT004. It's 6:13 p.m. License. I can't really see that one. 7HXZ809. 8YUY988. 8ZE. I can't really see that one. I can scratch that one. License CA5V789. That's a paper plate, and I don't think I got all the characters. You can scratch that one too. License AS458. That's handicap. It's 6:14 p.m. $37286. I can't miss that one. 66103G2. 7SXP855. 7XVG570. 5BCR150. 8NNZ452. 6RRW881. 6TWE. Can't see the rest of them. 4LLV570. 8KSV975. 8CVX895. It's 6:15 p.m. N948WO 8MLB703. 8THW256. License 19313S1 5JFV131 3LJY. Can't really see the rest of them. 8EXDO94 7JRR540 4NED452. 2744 3F2, I believe. 7TEF779. 8JHL578. 5LHG497. PSILYOU 7MPK548. 8ZFK899, I believe. It's 6:17 p.m. It is, yeah. This is P.O.C. It's 6:17 p.m. and these are minions that are driving north on Euclid Avenue in directed light. All right, and I'm standing specifically at the intersection of that is the 7th Street and I believe that is the intersection of 7th Street. No, I'm sorry, that is East Street and Euclid Avenue, where the First United Methodist Church, where the fake sun is over me as I documented. It's over me every morning that I'm here, but you're talking about I specifically used the time of 8:48 a.m. where the fake sun was not anywhere near that venue. It was over me at the Upland Village. This is the ongoing documentation, and this is nightfall. The same directed light remains. It's engineered light. It is that which is speaking to the identification of one who is demon-possessed. This is a life-threatening condition while the government is engaging in surveillance. This criminal conduct is speaking to the specific signature of not only that condition, but the criminal system that's underway. And that is in violation of Title 18. This is surveillance by a people, a demented people. It's 6:18 p.m. P.O.C. License 04455X2 at the 7-Eleven at 6:18 p.m. on surveillance cameras. And 8ZTK613. All right, these minions are on surveillance camera, and I also capture their images while I'm being molested with directed light at the front door of the 7-Eleven. As I open it, that looks like Mo coming out of the drive-thru, stalking and monitoring while I'm being molested. That's a means of stalking in the path. 8G96828. That is like hiding on the elevator in relevant position, like I pointed out at Ovid Family Community Library. It's a means of maintaining presence. License plate at gas stall number 6. It is, by the way, 6:20 p.m. License 8WZY150. Alrighty, I'm playing tic-tac-toe. These are demons just going back and forth, back and forth. They're all in directed light. I have 5 shadows in front of me. This is a demon, 7VHK948. On surveillance cameras, and they're engaged in an ongoing group molestation. That's why directed light is touching me while I'm entering inside of the entrance, okay? It's currently 6:20 p.m. 7YNT242. BF31791, and the license plate that I already read, group stalking at gas stall number 6. They remain in relevant position. You'll see them on surveillance camera. This woman is sticking her head out of the window. She turns the ignition on, which turns on her headlight. She does so, as you'll pay attention, as I'm walking out in the parking lot. This is the demon stalking in the path with light, maintaining light, and also is present, engaging in that conduct in directed light. As I've already pointed out, I have multiple shadows that are in front of me. All right, this is demonic activity. This is the conduct of a terrorist, a demon-possessed stalker who's engaged in interstate stalking, a psychopath who's listening to me document them, all right, and who is stalking an absolute stranger. That is, again, 8WZY150. This is 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue at 6:24 p.m. License plate 3FFR211. I'd watch my mouth. The license 7WJD958. License 8FXK897. That's amplification while I have multiple shadows at 7-Eleven. This is the ongoing demonic pattern of conduct. 6WHC665 is at gas stall number 9, monitoring while pumping gas in relevant position and directed light. Okay, it's 6:26 p.m. All right, capturing that image of what is the directed light on the grounds of the 7-Eleven. That amplified audible activity that you hear, the sound of Metrolink train that I'm documenting, the minions who are crossing path, creating light, doing whatever it is that they're doing while they do so. This is systematic maintenance of presence. That's what group stalking is, and it's demonic, and it is in violation of Title 18 while they're monitoring with communication devices. 6:26 p.m. 5RBH885.
Your motive is just to get to you. Now that's bad. You gotta be careful with that. But you say you've done a lot, so I ain't gonna hate on you.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, this is P.O.C. at 6:27 p.m. All right, directed light being aimed inside of the vehicle. Tracy Banks is sitting in the car monitoring with the rest of these demons. You got a demon walking by with a spotlight on their head. This is stalking in the path with light. Directed light being aimed inside of the vehicle onto the roof of the car because I'm laying back in the seat, and so I'm looking up. Demons are focused on wherever it is that I am focusing my attention. So that's the stalker. And then you have what is the stalker? That's Tracy Banks sitting in the car while that impossible light is occurring. She's covered up the windshield. There are no headlights that are ever going to be touching on the roof. All right. She's sitting in the driver's seat, monitoring with communication device with the demon who I'm also capturing, sitting on the curb in alignment. She intentionally parks here. All right. The removal of every other park space. These are demons who are engaging in concerted activity. So I just want to document that. And that's what I'm capturing. It's currently 6:36 p.m. This is P.O.C. parked outside of what is the 630 North Fern venue. And it is 6:36 p.m. 8WEH805.